Although I wish it had done it silently, it still continues to speak to his enormous strength and character in terms of never giving up. I have no idea why, but I love her form of magic. Also, fun fact, I've been listening to her song I mentioned near the end of part 3 and I absolutely friggin' love it. It's so beautiful. Also, guys and gals, please don't forget to comment and subscribe while liking the video. I'm after 30,000 views this time within 1 month for part 5. Also, please consider joining my Patreon linked below. Recently, times have got hard after YouTube made a mistake their end and crashed several of my most popular videos, cutting my revenue by 40%, which is just insane. So any little genuinely helps me so much. And now, back to the video. I love how they actually factor this in. Normally they just heal while the bad guy patiently and randomly waits for them to finish, which is obviously very unrealistic unless it's a character trait or whatever. I spoke during the last part about how I adored them showcasing what sounded like simple magic in so many different ways, and this here is a great example. She's using an ability to wake him, she can sing to heal others, and also created the cushion for Asta just now, among other things too. Just shows how varied the mangaka's ideas are when it comes to individuals' magic. Okay, that's the song I was talking about just now and it's genuinely so lovely, it deserves another win for this video. Plus he's dancing and it looks great. Take a win for combination magic being a thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't recall them mixing 2 different magics before now anyway. Then again, I do always step away for a good few weeks between videos, but yeah, let me know down below and don't forget to leave a like. Love you! Might sound silly, but that explanation, determination, and voice acting mixed with that amazing song made me genuinely emotional here. Jesus, him taking out the brother and his leg, which obviously I can't show, and then her throat is horrible. Really packs that extra punch after their story and goal has been built up over the past few episodes too. Such a brilliant way of demonstrating her anger and determination when most of us would have expected to see sadness and grief. I'm so happy that they went and put so much screen time into Noelle finding a way to control her powers and becoming friends with this girl so that her words in this time of need would carry with them the message that she needed to hear to gain her confidence, otherwise it would have felt rushed, so nicely done. I'm glad they're also showing how these words initially put her on the right path as well, later aided by this girl and all of the Black Bull's combined efforts. But most of all, I'm giving this win because a lot of people felt I should have added this moment back in part 2, so take that win for this awesome statement. This is sick! Hot damn! I can't show it again, as he's missing an arm, but man oh man, take a win. Originally I thought she took him out of the domain with her magic attack, but no, she hit him so hard he lost a limb! For Yami to react in this way when he's normally so calm and collected, and having just watched everything go down and remain calm in the process, shows how truly worried he is that she's about to be taken out in this moment, and I can't take it. Now I did not expect that, but I should have, as she won't leave her friends behind. But now, to say I'm hyped for episode 47 would be the world's biggest understatement. Let's go! What? Out of everything that I thought might go down, this was down the bottom of the list as they just showed him out of it on the floor, making me think he was out of this fight for good. Well played, my good animators and mangaka originally. Well played. So dumb, but I'm so glad this guy's still in it. He really is a bastion of comedic relief. She's still so worthy of a win in every part, and I don't think that'll ever not be the case. You feel me? Just throwing this out there, and I may be wrong, but I wonder if that's humanity's wrongful telling of the same story of Licht, in how his people were destroyed by humans who feared them? Very interesting, but regardless, take a win because I love building a timeline of events in anime. Loads of lovely animation from my bestest girl here, and getting to see her fight properly for the first time is a real treat as she kicks his ass! Giving a lovely reason how he was able to return to action once more and have it not be this one time through sheer force of will, but instead with a helping hand from a new friend. They keep on adding their love logs onto the love fire. Shout out to my Everything Great About ReZero videos for that little reference I came up with. So glad my girl Vanessa turned up just in time, but not by some weird luck, but instead by besting her own opponent and making her way straight to them. Meanwhile, one thing I think is great about the anime as a whole is how tight they are as a group. It really shines through in moments like these and over the past couple episodes. What a legend! Finral overcomes his own fears and comes just in time to aid his friends too, when he could have easily left already to save his own skin. In fact, this nicely joins with the previous win as well. Oh my god, what a sick image that was as the team stands together for the next stage of this battle and thoroughly deserving of its own standalone epic looking win. I was originally going to wrap up the final minutes of this episode with one last win, but honestly, their techniques for keeping Asta alive is worth an extra win here. Between her webs and his spatial magic, I'm blown away by the combinations, and again, it's amazing getting to see different magics being mixed together, giving them even more room to grow in future episodes and battles down the line. And I'm glad I split this and allowed for 2 wins for the end of the episode, as this final moment occurs, which is HOPE! I really love it, but I also hate it when the stakes are this high. Like, my girl is sweating through sheer nerves because if they're like 1 second out, it's all over for Asta and obviously for them as well. Like, the stakes are so high! Jesus! I was impressed by the previous episode and about 6 shiftings of Asta's movements, and then they go and give us this! Quick little scene just showing that these 3 haven't been forgotten about and are aiming to rejoin the fight. They made it so intense when they're pulling him out of danger, goodness me!
この状況に腹渡煮えくり返ってこらえんのが大変なのによ。だがさっきと同じじゃダメだ。確実にやられる。今のお前らのままじゃな。そういう時にはどうすんのか分かってるな。今ここでさらに限界を超える。
Yami really is one of the best characters. In many ways, he's kind of like All Might, in that not only is he incredibly strong, but he also is able to impart wisdom to help others. A really nice combo in these kinds of anime. Even though it's obviously incredibly difficult, even with a fairly large team of animators, to keep churning out episode after episode, week after week, these folks do a great job of keeping the animation to a pretty high quality, and yeah, sometimes it dips, but credit where it's due, they work so hard and it shows. Finally introducing us to Vanessa's backstory, what drives her, and learning more about the world in terms of these witches and where they live outside of the city and so on. Bruh, same episode, and now we're getting Finral's backstory and what makes him lacking confidence, and then how Yami and his words affected him, and meeting Asta made him strive to become more than he ever was. A really well laid out backstory by all accounts. He did tenure from My Hero Academia. Just throwing this out there because I'm such a huge fan of the anime, but this just really reminds me of a certain battle near the end of Hunter x Hunter where no mistake could be made and it was brilliant. Much like this. The only way this could have possibly got even better was having them refreshed, fairly healed up and ready to join the battle, and now I can see why many of you in the comments were gushing about an upcoming battle. Wow. Wow! Wow! Hyping me up to high heaven. So much lovely magic and animation. That was an utterly outstanding way to end the episode, and I cannot wait to see what episode 49 will bring with it, as Asta lands a fantastic attack that I cannot show. Oh, that's just brilliant. Unexpected plot twist of concern and worry! As irritating as some of his earlier episodes were in terms of screaming, which we did address in parts 1 and a little in 2, his voice acting is very impressive in general here. Brilliant, gut-wrenching screams.
どうだ虫けらもはや二度と立ち上がれまいまだだまだ俺は諦めねえ
Hell yes, boys and girls! I didn't actually expect him to regain his composure and resilience this quickly, but he massively underestimated Asta and the power of humans. You know, just doing a deep dive on his character, I wonder if part of his drive is to make humans feel the same regret, guilt, and or despair that he and Licht felt when they lost their people? Like maybe he's full of self-loathing for not having done enough or something, and so he wants to push that onto his enemies now. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, but I thought that was an interesting idea. Also though, take one here for how Asta affects his fellow clan members. Like, they've touched on that a lot in the past few episodes, and on some more than others in older episodes, but it's nice to see it actively acknowledged so much in this one and the last one, as it really solidifies his position in the Black Bulls. There's a real inherent beauty in the simplicity of all of these members running on fumes now, and yet still they're fighting with so much passion and vigour, refusing to give up as they run out of everything that they have, as though victory is just around the corner, desperately refusing to ever give in to despair.
この世界で上に行く男、彼を戦わせて導いてあげなきゃ。これで俺はまだ戦える。フィンラル、もう一度行くわよ。
Sometimes all it takes is a visual to make something breathtaking, and this right here is that visual for me. Really reminds me of Stain fighting with an empty gas tank, and then Finral being moved to tears almost got me to the same point. It was utterly stunning. Rotating shot like it's no big deal while you throw around some lovely CGI. This was one of those moments where I didn't even want to stop to write the next win because I was so invested in the scene. Man oh man. Okay, so that was outstanding. Some truly stunning animation as well, really smooth. Must have been a difficult week at the office creating this scene, and then we see Asta point out what I just did funny enough, how he hasn't beaten anyone, how no one has been brought to despair as he misses his attack, and then somehow his entire composure changes into somewhat of a beast himself. Amazing! Art style change! Take another separate win here for this beautiful attack. It was so clear how many frames they put into it, and it was so much smoother than usual, which is already pretty good all things considered.
よくやった。本当によくやった。坊やならきっと勝てると信じてたわ。皆さん、いてーす。傷だらけなんで。ああ、ごめん。先輩よ。ヒヤトたちもまた踊ったり歌ったりできるといいな。まったく人の心配してる場合かよ。こんなボロボロになって俺たちなんか信じて。
Always speaks volumes about Asta in moments like these, where he's concerned for others in spite of the state he himself is in.
何言ってんすか。闇団長が入団させた先輩たちっすよ。信じますとも。嬉しいこと言ってくれるわね。先輩を泣かせんなよ。いい先輩を持ったのだ。
Okay, I'm just gonna come out and say it. This is the closest I've now felt to all of them as a group. Honestly amazing music, and then adding in their words, and it just really makes me emotional after such a hard battle.
人間のやつら、こんな小さな小鳥をいじめて許せなくて。あの子たちなら追い払ったよ。帰って手当てをしよう。
These guys, in spite of being villains, still trigger the following. Being nice to animals is always a win. On top of that though, why you gotta make me feel for them by showing me scenes like this?
だがその希望を奪ったのは貴様たち人間だ。
Oh my god, I guessed it right. Well, maybe anyway, but they all but confirmed my theory about him wanting to inflict despair on him after his own hope as a child was crushed by humans. God, I'm good. Like the video to tell me how good I am, and don't forget to join the Discord. Random segue, I know, and for the love of God, if you do join, actually speak. You have no idea how many people join and never say a word. Little shadow creepers. Plot twist!
そんなもん俺一人で十分だっつうの。お前らが死ぬ思いで戦ったんだ。団長の俺が気張らねえわけにはいかねえだろう。
Yummy complimenting everyone. Oddly very kawaii. It means a lot coming from him.
お前らのおかげだよ。バカ野郎ども。絶望絶望うるせえんだよこの三つ目野郎。てめえの魔力がどんだけ強くても関係ねえ。次元切り。うちの団員が世話になったな。あばよ、絶望君。
Simply put, probably so far anyway, the coolest attack in the entire damn anime. Yami really is the height of badassery, and to take down this foe in such a cool way was nothing short of glorious, and you know what? Well deserving of a cheeky 2 wins award. Take your prize!
よいしょ。
Much like in the last part where I mentioned enjoying the fact that they showed the enemy not just being able to waltz into the underwater temple and instead being fought by magic knights who failed to stop them, I enjoy being shown a clean-up and helping effort back on the beach where they first attacked. Just goes to demonstrate a level of authority in the kingdom. Everyone complimenting Yami was made even better by Asta straight up bashing into his lower back.
ほら、よこせ。
マセキってなんじゃ？落ち着けって。
I really thought they were going to go ahead and have it be the case that there was no stone there, but a very nice bait and switch that the old man just didn't know exactly what stone it was, and Nero returned to the anime having found it.
ごめんね、カホの友達なのに。あなたの声を守ってあげられなかった。
It's really genuinely sad to see these two still injured like this and that there really is no magical random fix for what's happened to them. On top of this, seeing the team all back together again and being thanked by the populace was lovely. I'd have shown it too if my girl wasn't semi-nude the entire time.
何やら綺麗な花を見つけまして。
It's inexplicably lovely that both Yami and Asta decided that they wanted to send off their foe in such a respectful way. This feels so long ago, but it's nice being reminded of their promise, what drives them a whole basically 50 episodes later.
俺は早く腕を直してもっともっと強くなって俺は絶対魔法帝になる。
Go on then, kid. Jesus, that really got me good. Bless their hearts, that was absolutely lovely. Take one last win here for the one-off change of ED, showcasing everything our heroes went through, including the new people from the temple, how hard they fought to protect their friends and their home. It was a stunning arc all in all. As you guys and gals know full well, or maybe you don't and you need reminding, one of my favourite things about finishing huge missions or arcs in Black Clover is them being treated to a little bit of downtime, seeing the team get up to what they love to do back at HQ and interact with each other again without the fear of attack. It's a great, much needed respite after such huge events. And of course, poor old Gordon continues to be a legend!
相変わらずバカデカひれー。おいじゃ後ほど。あ、待っててね、かわいこちゃん。
Not running on the spot.
素晴らしいことだ。君自身もまた強くなったようだね。ヤミ。
I still adore these scenes because they gel together the overall story so nicely, where what they've done isn't forgotten about and instead are part of something still much bigger than everything that's come before it.
自分が正しいと言いたいならば、そのやり方で進んだ先の実績で示せ。ユリウスの旦那。
Also incredibly lovely that like everyone got praised for this well done mission, all of the Black Bulls, and even Captain Yami got his much wanted praise.
かねてよりダイヤモンド王国と小競り合いのあった国境付近の町起点にダイヤモンドが攻撃を仕掛けてきたようです。
この大変な時に
Oh, hold on to your seatbelts, ladies and gents, because it's a quick turnaround to the next arc in the overall story. Do just strap yourselves in, get ready to rock and roll and everything else, because let's go! Also though, loads of new and previously seen character Odars, and I can't quite recall the official Odar moment of this anime. I think it's new magic, but let's go with this as a one-off Odar! Pretty gosh darn awesome, if you don't mind me saying, to see our first ever largest scale battle in this anime.
金色の夜明け団です。さあみんな、野蛮なお客には帰ってもらおう。
Whoop! Now we get to see our main boy back in action for the first time in what feels like ages and see how his squad can perform too, including the leader!
それにちょっと気になるやつもいるしね。
Ooh, color me a shade of intrigued. What's all that about?
Yuno, それが俺の名なのか。何もわからない。何もありえない。
かっこつけてるわけじゃなかったのか。しっかりしろユノ。
This. Well, it's episode 52, and you know what that means in this specific instance anyway. It's time for a brand new OP to gush over. As to be expected of Black Clover, as the Japanese love to say, we're gifted with a great song. It's always great, that's just the way it is. And then the awesome visuals go ahead and do the rest. This time we're focusing on their past, I would say, especially the lovely wizard ladies for the most part, so it'll be interesting to see if she's featured more perhaps in coming episodes. Regardless, I loved that one, and now on to the episode proper.
風魔法疾風の白弓
God, that was sick! Also, loads of new types of magical customers!
まあそんな魔法僕の前では何の意味もないけどね
Oh my goodness! They didn't just mention him before as a passing thought, but instead he's now in the anime, and I love the voice actor from My Hero Academia and Shield Hero. Hot damn! It may have taken a while to put together, but just look at that magic attack!
両手がダメでも足がある皆さんこちらから避難してください
I love Asta.
Ari, 私は発揮賞の一人だぞ。我が美しき魔法でとっとと散れ。
ただ強い方が勝つ
Considering the scale of the last big battle, I genuinely didn't expect this one to look so damn good, but it really does. Awesome CGI too.
しかもボロボロだしドタバタ動いて汗でビチャビチャだし見苦しいまたさらに強くなったんだな負けないぜアスタ
ユノが笑ってる
Aww, I feel bad now. I really thought Yuno had changed there for a moment. Then he does this.
アスタどうしたんだこの腕はひどいのか大丈夫なのか
Ah, I missed these two as well.
世界樹魔法ミスティルテインの種ダイヤモンドの服やん
おっちゃま
Multiple plot twists!
ヴァンジャンスその仮面取ってくんね
Oh, dear lord. That just got intense, and I never noticed before now just how similar him and Licht actually look. Not that I think that's him, obviously, but certainly of his clan that was destroyed. So originally I thought I'd be writing an extremely small win for this CD, focusing on Yuno and Asta as kids growing up, and then they go and bust out some lovely animation and the girls in profile, and then there's some boobage, so I gotta cut it there. YouTube hates boobage, you feel me? And yeah, nice CD overall, funky song too.
言いなさいよ何なのこの包帯まみれのチビは
お前もチビだろ以前一緒に暮らしていたやつだけど
I'm really pleased that the mangaka gave her a personality and stuff, making her kind of in love with Yuno rather than just having her be a magical ability of sorts, you know?
私チャーミーですユノくんと呼んでもいいですか
どうぞおいしい
Aw, bless her heart.
兄さんがそんな情けないから僕がボード家当主を継がなきゃいけなくなりそうじゃないですかふざけんなフィンナル先輩はすげえぞ
Oh my word, I love Asta, and then you got him immediately throwing himself into the verbal fray to defend his fellow teammate and friend, and I love him even more. You go, bruh!
手が出せまい魔法騎士団の諸君
I knew they'd do something like this, and it's so clever because no matter how strong he is, his magic just wipes out whatever he swipes at, so it's terrible for use in a crowded city like this, for example, so it'll be great to see an opportunity for his older brother to shine, especially for the sake of character development. Brilliant! Even in his current state, he's able to pull his sword out and use it like this!
確かに俺はお前には勝てないけど黒の防御は金色の夜明けに必ず勝つ
Nice to see him get one up on his punk of a little brother and reaffirm his commitment to continuing to get stronger. Change brought on by meeting Asta.
その仮面取ってくんね。
あまり人に見せられる顔じゃないんだ。
Oh, I totally forgot about this during the first half of the episode. Oh, well, his ears look pretty normal, unlike those we've seen from Lick's clan. But, man, those scars made this shocking. But what now? Let's find out together, shall we? I swear everyone gets a really well detailed backstory, mostly filled with sadness, but one thing that now comes to mind when I weigh them all up, and that's that this is a pretty cruel world, and they're all just trying their best to live within this very broken magic-based system. It's also a nice element to the overall story that what Licht and his crew are trying to achieve is in a way admirable, even if they're going about it the wrong way, but at least we can sympathise to a degree, and that's what makes it all the better.
君、今の魔法はなんて言うんだい？
世界樹魔法です。
世界樹魔法？なんて雄大で荘厳な魔法なんだ。すごいね。
I really do love the Wizard King, I must admit. He's such a legend and I adore his kindness in a world so full of hatred and despair.
なるほど。シルフが攻撃的な空間魔法に。ほう、他人の魔力を世界樹魔法か。これからは我々魔導戦士の新しきショーの時代なのだから。
Seeing the Diamond Kingdom for the first time, I believe anyway, and also getting to see these new mage warriors, the new generals of their army, super hyped up now. Slightly lower down but equally lovely view of the city.
水回復魔法
It's interesting how there's different types of magic that are in the same vein, like the girl with Yuno, who uses the flower bed healing cages, and this guy, and the girl with the singing, but they're all slightly different, which is cool. What? What? I didn't expect to get a wind down scene so soon after the last, but you know what? I'll take it with thanks.
アスタ君の両腕は二度と元に戻らないって。
Oh man, how can that be the case though? Nice twist in the story though, unlike anything that's come before it too. There's actually no point in me even writing anything else here. They cover everything I'm feeling in all of the following lines of dialogue from everyone else. They just really nail it.
誰が諦めるか！またやってくれたな、運命この野郎！俺が本当に落ち込むのはあの時で最後だ！見てろよ、こんなのが！
アスタ。
そうだよな、小僧。
They're all so lovely, heading off in different directions to try and find a cure to the curse afflicting Asta. Man, what a team. Especially Goosh, literally not putting Marie first, which is a genuine shock. Charmy too, with food.
俺、魔力に恵まれなくて仲間には恵まれたんだな。
That music is so inspiring, and it's amazing to see Asta's admittedly ugly reaction to all of his friends working so hard to help him.
ありえない。どう考えても怪しい。もう少し相手を探れ。わかった。じゃあそうさせてもらうよ、ゼルのおっさん。
Asta using Yuno and what he would do as a general guide in life, but then ignoring that advice anyway. Also, this interesting new Zell character who I'd have shown more of had he not been consistently in the nip during the first few minutes of the episode.
できるのめっちゃ早いけど。
Nice touch, making it so that Asta received help and pointers in order to gain full movement over his giant sword, rather than how it originally looked, that Asta just immediately was able to expertly handle it. Not gonna lie, that's right up there now with the coolest looking magic I've seen so far in Black Clover.
他のみんなは私以外全員死にました。
Out of literally every single possible situation that could have arisen from this, this is the one I would have chosen last after aliens arrive and destroy the planet. My god, I never expected this twist. Take a genuinely well-earned plot twist related win.
はい。そういうのどうでもいいんで。
Trish from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind. I so knew that Asta wouldn't just up and run away right there. Would have been super uncharacteristic of him. Honestly shocked that they took the time to create a different version of this OP, with the start being the same and the end changing to an epic version of the battle Yuno had with a general from the Diamond Kingdom and Asta and Noelle tackling a couple of different foes while the hot lady chats with a red cat.
変質者を1名確保しましたので、今から引き渡しに行きます。
待ってくれ、頼む。本当に誤解なんだ。
Man, I'm really confused by the timeline right now. So this is still in the past, and it's another encounter that Asta had with Zell after their original meeting, but now it's after the dungeon exploration arc. Okay, I'm no longer confused. I got the idea. I'm kind of dumb. Don't forget to leave a comment and let's continue on.
何？敵襲なの？
多分私を追ってきた刺客たちだ。
何これ、誰をどうぶっ殺せばいいの。
Ah, they made Yami angry. Let's hope we see him in a battle. But then again, these lot are probably way weaker than him, so they won't make for much of a fight. But let's see anyway.
雷創生魔法信頼の砲撃。
なんだこの魔法。
Lots of lovely little battle animation bits and bobs. You feel me, boys and gals?
そんじゃおっ始めるか。闇魔法、闇まとい、無名斬り。
You absolute friggin' morons! You went up against Yami! Do you have any idea how strong this dude is, you bunch of bumheads? In all honesty, I'm just hyped that he's fighting and didn't quite know what to write here. Genuinely unexpected bait and switch.
聞いてた通り、ガッツありそうな顔してるわ。
誰に？
誰って。
どうせまた同じような。
こちらに敵意はありませんけど、私に利用されてください。
あの連中を壊滅させるつもりで黒の防御のアジトに攻め込ませた。
Yet another unexpected plot twistだ。
誰かを見殺しにするくらいだったらバカの方がマシだっての。それにあの頃とは違って俺は魔法騎士団の黒の防御のアスタなんだよ。
They've really nailed the past Asta, in my opinion, in terms of exactly how he was during the episodes where this is situated in the overall story, especially considering it follows on the heels of a previous flashback episode based much earlier on again.
このピンチを見過ごすことはできない。力を合わせて切り抜けよう。
これくらいなんてことね。
I love how it's a small battle as part of a tiny scene in the episode that's in the middle of two larger arcs basically, and yet they still put effort into the battles. Hats off to them, and then grab your hats back because money is a better reward and our heads get cold. They could just as easily have placed this scene against a wall, but instead took the time to put the city in the background, and this time I say we give them our hats.
落ち着いたら手紙を書くよ。
おう、元気でな。
This is my thumbnail, and where I come from, that equals a win. Well, hey, the proper start of a brand new and exciting arc, getting to see more of a focus on my waifu and not yours, and hopefully a little bit of extra world building at the same time. I continue to be most hyped. Bruh, I literally just mentioned world building and then they kick off episode 57 talking about autonomous regions and shizzle. I love that.
女王の怒りに触れたら、生きては帰れない。行くわ。アスタの腕を直す手がかりがあるなら。
あ。
This scene was perfect for both Noelle and Finral, as they were two characters previously only interested pretty much in their own self-interest, no pun intended, and yet now are willing to risk their own lives in pursuit of helping Asta.
とりあえず下半身をめちゃくちゃ強化してやる。目標はこんな感じだ。
Lots of lovely looking images of the Witcher's realm, which is what I've decided to name it for now, and again, honestly, no pun intended.
いい。私に帰ってきて欲しかったら条件は一つ。古代の呪術を解く魔法を私に教えなさい!
I suppose in many ways actually, a lot of the team originally were very much interested in themselves, other than Magna and the Lightning Kid, since they had a lovely scene during part 3 about how they had bonded together, and of course with Asta too. But Vanessa is another example of someone who was pretty much out for themselves, and yet here she's willing to risk her very freedom in order to help him. Speaks volumes about her as well.
私たちを傷つけ、全てを奪う。
I always enjoy how often they bring these guys back into the story so as not to be forgotten about. They're always there in the background with their presence being directly or indirectly felt, and that's very clever. Yet more world building. Again, they could have made this area just a series of buildings and cracked on with the story, but instead we're shown how they have a food market, how they study, so at school perhaps, and enjoy food and drink together socially, to give us an idea of what this place is actually like and breathe some life into it.
La 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 la.
This isn't how I saw this episode going down.
ということで。でも。
Okay, this could potentially be very awesome as they're stepping up to fight her for Asta, and he found out about it, and it's really amazing and everything and stuff. That? Okay, now that was a brilliant way to end the episode, because they caught me totally off guard even after giving her the heads up that they were heading in there, but I still didn't expect them to arrive so quickly. Now we've got them versus the Queen, but also the Eye of the Midnight Sun arriving at the border, and this just becomes a super intense end to the episode. Well, now that's a plot twist! I thought her magic shield would protect them and then her dragon thingy burns right through it and destroys half the city. That's insane, and it's now intriguing me as to the prospect that perhaps the Queen will form a short alliance with our heroes. Black Clover really does do some nice plot twists though, I gotta say. Are you kidding me? So after what I wrote for win number 600, they're now also throwing the Diamond Kingdom into the mix as well? This is crazy! Also, it's that guy from the Dungeon Exploration arc again, and I've been wanting to see more of him after his great character arc during that storyline.
前にダンジョンで戦った強えやつ。そっか、生きてたのか。喜んでる場合。とにかく魔女の森を守らねえと。白夜の魔眼もダイヤモンドも俺が両方ぶっ倒す。バネッサ姉さんの自由と引き換えにですよね。そんなもんお断りだって言ってんですよ。何勝手なこと言ってんのよ。
Ah, Asta, he's such a mad lad. Really keeps on going up in my estimations time after time.
こうすんですよ。もういっちゃー。バカ。
Okay, I was actually going to add a fourth instance into the previous win about Asta, but if the guy is making me show 3 scenes while I talk about him, that's fine. But a 4th time, and he's still being incredibly awesome and likeable, I draw the line there and give out a second separate win.
女王を利用してあんたの腕を直したらそのアンチ魔法の力を借りてこんなとことんずらするつもりなのよ。しまった。
なんだ、それなら先に言ってくださいよ。
If there was an Anime Sins version, this definitely would have got a sin immediately followed by a sin removal for them addressing it. So take a win on here.
萌えよりマジかよ。もしかして闇団長みたいにぶっとくなんのかな。
ならないと思います。太さと丈夫さは違いますから。女王様に上から目線で話す人初めて見たわ。私は王族よ。まだ足が震えてる。
Oh my word, that's twice now they've put in some incredibly hilarious comedic replies. Another unique magic from a Wichita!
皆さんありがとうございます。すいませんでした。
This is so random.
私は火を消すわ。お願いノエル。
俺は魔女っ子の救出を。
フィナル頼んだわ。
Again, getting to see Vanessa take something so seriously instead of kind of goofing off and drinking, just another example of how far her character has come over the past 2 arcs. Also, everyone getting involved, splitting up tasks in order to save the forest and fight a large battle.
敵を足場にしてビビるか。
Jesus! Hands down, that was one of the coolest attacks he's ever done in my eyes.
何度でも跳ね返してやる。
Oh, stop it! Go on then, you bunch of sillies, you! Just want to throw it out there how pleased I am to see these 3 fighting again so soon after the last time. I really thought they'd shake things up, but keeping the focus on them is most welcome. And then he follows it up with that amazing attack!
すごい。精霊マナの生命体。
Also, though, for the final time of the video, I'm giving one more win to Vanessa. She's ridiculous in that outfit, I swear! Nothing else to say. Goodness me!
話す気に。
うるさい。
I had a feeling she would react in this way, but continuous credit to Asta for being this kind of lad. A kind lad, really, one could say. I'm making so many unintentional puns, it's crazy.
理由を話してくれ。俺たち分かり合えないか。
You need to have another plot twist, Ada. How can I not? I thought they'd turn it back into a battle, but no, he tried again right away and it's at least having some small effect. This 2-minute flashback was utterly horrible to watch, as Licht seemingly trusted a human who looks a little in size and stature like the first Wizard King from the intro in all honesty, and was maybe betrayed, but you can't see who is actually attacking them for sure. But on top of that being heartbreaking, it's also amazing to give the villains this kind of a backstory instead of villaining for the sake of villaining.
私の像をお前たちに受け止めきれるか。
こいつも見つめ。
Things just got super intense!
くしょー。
水創生魔法。海流のゆりかご。
I've said in the past how Noelle is so much better than she who must not be named in Naruto who like to stand around yelling people's names, and here is a perfect example. In fact, she keeps on getting better because now she's mastering her magic too.
ノエル。お前は強い。お前ならできる。
私だってアスタを勇気づけてやるのよ。行くよ。
Pop off, you mad lad, you! Supporting yet another team member with your encouragement?
もう私は出来損ないじゃない。海流の方向。
And with this attack, she has finally turned a corner in my eyes and become an incredible character, coming from a place of anger and depression from being bullied, ridiculed and cast aside by her own family to being taken in by her new family, shown joy and happiness and encouragement. It's wonderful to see it in action, and I think it's even better as a character arc when it's done in such a long anime, as it feels like it's taken a realistic amount of time instead of a couple of episodes.
おーい、お前。もしかして。 顔色の悪いツンツン頭の兄ちゃんか弟いないか。
Ah, that's her? I thought she was gone!
とんでもない威力になるわよ。
遅い。誰もお前に殺させねえ。
See, now Black Clover gets a lot of grief for its animation, and yeah, I think we can all agree sometimes it's not Attack on Titan, but that's okay. If it was, it wouldn't be released every week. But this here was just good, solid animation, and they should be praised for that, not mocked for the few instances where it's slightly worse in my opinion.
なんかですね、
うちの国王が既得らしいんですよ、これが。それで聞くとこによると、ここの女王は数百年の時を生きているとか。
Yet more precious drips and drops of world building information that I so desperately crave being dripped into my grateful gaping maw.
NANI?早い。
Old Man Zell is actually a bit of a legend, isn't he? You go, bruh. Take that win. Can't show it due to lots of stabbies. We get a look at her past in the Diamond Kingdom, and they did a nice job of showcasing how it's a pretty dark and gloomy looking rundown place so far. So it's logical why they want to invade this prosperous kingdom and take what's theirs all of the time. They even show us after the break how some of it looks like Roman ruins, so perhaps there's a theme of that country being super old and once wealthy, but now a shadow of its former self. Just a theory though, obviously. Loads of kawaii!
傷一つついていない。
先生が去った後、僕は軍の改造手術を受け、ある魔法能力を授かったんですよ。
Hold the damn phone! You mean to tell me that in this world of magic and magical items and stuff, you could also augment yourself through surgery for dizzle like this? That's awesome, man! Again, opens up loads of possibilities down the road.
やめろー！
俺の力は人を守るためにある。
I figured Asta would leap in there, but not this guy. That took me very much by surprise and does now link into a previous win where I mentioned his character growth during an earlier arc now paying off.
ずっと目障りだったんだよね、お前が。子供の時から涼しい顔して何でもできや。
This guy is essentially a JoJo character and I don't hate it.
あんたたち人間が私の仲間を語らないで。
Great end to the episode since we know that her brother is on his way over and he'll also again run into Asta who saved him back then too. So this will be so hype when it happens. I look forward to that when I kick off part 5, assuming we get the 30,000 views needed for that one. If you're still watching, I'd like to kindly ask you to try and comment more on my videos if you can. I've noticed a lot of YouTubers get loads of comments very quickly on their videos, but mine get a lot of likes, but not a great deal of comments. So if you guys and gals could help out and comment, that would be amazing. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Like always, links to everything like Patreon and stuff are below, so go nuts, and hopefully I'll see you in part 5 or in another video coming soon. Nathan Bird, Bird Without a Word, Aiden White, PK Fan, Ali 50, Ryan Anderson, Isael Caldera, Chris Harris, Yona Stahl, Manolo Saucedo Munoz, Luis Hernandez, Kim Munt, Jason Davies, Yuki Ali, Manuel Morales, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Blitzcloud, Horror Keeper, Steelers, Kimi O, Sentimento, Jeffa6263, Master Tank, Kevin Nelta, Brendan Krier, Storm 970, Mr. Waffle 64, Kaj Roselman, Jordan Samuels, Sean Graves, The Epic Commander, Crimson Shadows, Kyle Farmer, Buzzbomb 3000, Adora Blue.